District Court is back in session. The Honorable Tamara A. Garwood presiding.
Thank you. At the jail, thank you for your patience. We are ready to proceed. Looks like you guys are muted and your cameras on.
Okay, ma'am, who would you like first?
It does not matter to me, but I do want Jose Abra Silva last.
Okay, no worries. I'll go ahead and start sending them in.
Great, thank you so much. I didn't.
I was like,
I know.
No,
Did I tell you I got my save the date?
next
It's a long time away. I think it's
fall or like September.
October, I think. But I think I'm officiating a wedding in Marquette that same day.
Oh, well,
So,
yeah, that's a little more important, right?
but we'll see. All right, good morning at the jail. What is your name, please?
Sean Thomas.
All right, good morning, Mr. Thomas. I'm Magistrate Garwood. I'm going to be handling your case today. This is AAPD 26-2723. Tell me your full and complete name for the record with your middle name.
Rashad Dewan Thomas.
Thank you, sir. A little bit of housekeeping before we get too far into your case. The camera in this courtroom's in a weird spot, so it looks like I'm looking away from you, but I'm actually looking at a monitor so I can see you. Next, the courthouse is closed to the public today because it's a weekend. The public has the right to hear and see what's happening here in the courtroom. So our cases are being broadcast live on our YouTube channel. When we're done here today, everything's going to come off of our YouTube channel. And last, we're doing this by Zoom. So if something happens, a break in our connection that you can't hear me or see me, let me know right away. Otherwise, we assume the connection's working fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
Very good. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority for them to make investigation as to representation. You also have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days, a preliminary examination within 21 days, and you have the right to a trial. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. I do have your contact information that was provided to me from the public defender. It looks like there are two different phone numbers that you provided. One ends in 2532. Whose phone number is that?
2532.
Mm-hmm. It's a 313.
Your Honor, if I may for one moment, these phone numbers, Mr. Thomas couldn't remember his phone numbers, so I had to message his girlfriend who provided me these two numbers for him. He couldn't remember his number,
Okay.
but she didn't specify who's who. She just provided me two phone numbers and stopped answering me.
Okay, so we think one is hers and one is his.
One is not
I think, like,
hers.
the 285 number is mine.
Yep.
But
Okay.
that's the new number, but
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to put it into the system, so I just want to get it in the right spot so we know who's who. Okay. Going forward, if there's any change to your address, email, or telephone number, you are required to notify the court, and obviously you're going to want to keep the public defender aware of. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right. We don't want to lose track of you, nor do they. All right. So with that, we will proceed with appearances by counsel. We'll start with the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Raymond Cook for the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Lamise Saab on behalf of Mr. Thomas. Your Honor, with respect to the arraignment, we would waive formal reading and stand mute.
Thank you. All right, so Mr. Thomas, I'm not going to go through the details of the complaint with you because you've had a chance to review that information with Ms. Saab. You're going to have more time to do so as your case proceeds. We'll have you stand mute. That means you'll remain silent as to the charges. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for you. I'll schedule you for your next court date. That's a probable cause conference. That's going to be at 14A1 District Court in front of Judge Simpson. The next available date we have is January 29th at 9 a.m. or as soon thereafter as your case can be called. That is in person. We'll get you a notice to appear and you're going to receive additional information from the public defender. Do you understand?
Yes.
Very good. The next thing we'll need to address is bond. And there are two parts to bond. Bond conditions, those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a bond condition, you're subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own or whether you'd have to post a bond in order to be released. Before I make any decisions, I'm going to hear from counsel. We'll start with the people.
Thank you and good morning again, Your Honor. The people are requesting a bond in the amount of $25,000 cash or surety, as well as certain conditions. Those being a GPS hot zone tether upon release, as well as no contact with either Zariah Griffin Bills or Lakeisha Griffin. I know the court heard the swear to on this, so I'm not going to go over the facts, but the defendant does have a concerning criminal history, including a couple attempted possession of a weapon while in prison, as well as assault of a prison employee and an arson charge. The defendant is currently on parole. I looked in ex-jail and did not see that a parole hold had been put in place, but given the recent nature of the offense, I don't know if the Department of Corrections is aware of this new violation just yet. For the GPS tether, I would be requesting the St. Andrew's Church, I believe that's 306 North Division Street, as the hot zone. From my understanding, both the victim as well as the defendant stay at the Delanis Center. I'm not sure if that's something that can be added to that hot zone tether. I'm not sure exactly how that would work with both of them staying there. But I think the St. Andrew's Church at least would be an appropriate hot zone. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Saab.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I did have Mr. Thomas ask the jail staff just to confirm that he didn't have a hold. They said that he did not, but I do understand because it is the weekend. They may not have, and how recent this was, they may not have that information. Mr. Thomas' request was to ask for a PR bond. He intended on staying in Detroit with his girlfriend, who, like I said, stopped answering me, but I was trying to get her mailing address. That was the intention, so he would not need to go back to either of those locations. He has he's starting work with or through later that it's through his parole agent. He should be starting this coming week. I know he indicated to me that he is registered at WCC and should be starting on the 26th. He works very closely with CMH, provided me his caseworker's number. And, you know, given all the positives, the things that he is doing to get his life on track, I would ask, given the fact that we don't know whether he does or does not have a parole hold, if he, instead of the PR bond that he requested or asked that I request for, if it could be a nominal cash bond, and if he does not have a parole hold, to convert that to a PR, given all the conditions that he not go to no contact with these individuals. And that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I would throw away the
Mr.
key.
Thomas, do you have a mail contract with the Delanis Center?
Yes.
And
But, yeah, right now, as of right now, I cannot go there. Like, they will not let me go there.
Okay.
I guess me and the employee, they say that me and her got into it.
No,
But-
you don't need to do all of that. The question was,
so I say this all the time. When I ask you a question, I try to ask the smallest detail question. I try to do it yes or no's. And I don't want you to add, because anything you say can be used against you. And I know when people are adding more information, they're trying to be helpful to me. And I certainly appreciate that they're trying to be helpful to me. But I'm just looking for a really specific answer, and if I need more information, I'm gonna ask another question. Okay?
No,
So the question was, do you have a mail contract with
yes,
Burlesen?
yes,
Okay, and then the follow-up question is, do you have a personal property contract with them? So are they housing any of your belongings? They have a storage area where they do that.
no,
Okay. And where do you intend to stay if you're released?
in Ypsilanti
With who?
with my friend.
Okay. And will you have the ability to get the resources that you would normally get at the Delanis and at the breakfast church?
Yes,
All right, this is what I am going to do. I'm going to set the following conditions for you. These are not in the order of importance, just the order listed on the form I'm going to read from. You're going to get all of your bond conditions when we are done in writing. And if you have any questions going forward, you're going to want to get in touch with the public defender's office. All of your conditions are going to take immediate effect and they continue until changed by the court. Do you understand that?
yes,
Very good. You are not to use, purchase, or possess any alcohol, any illegal drugs, or any marijuana. Do you understand?
yes,
You're not allowed to leave the state without prior permission of the court. Do you understand?
yes,
You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, any ammunition, any gun components, any dangerous weapons. You're not to be with anyone who has any of those items. Do you understand?
yes,
And do you have any other firearms?
no,
And it's my understanding that the firearm that was allegedly involved in this incident was confiscated from you. Is that correct?
correct.
Thank you. And you have no other ammunition?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. You are to have no assaultive behavior towards anyone. Do not assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. Do you understand?
Yes,
Thank you. You are to have no contact with Zariah Bills or Lakeisha Griffin. When I say no contact, no direct or indirect contact with either of those individuals in person or through others. No telephone, email, texting, internet, and or social media. Don't mail anything to them. Don't deliver anything to them. Don't direct anyone else to be in touch with them on your behalf. Do you understand?
yes,
You are not to go to any home, temporary residence, any place of employment, any place of education, or any house of worship of Ms. Bills or Ms. Griffin. Do you understand?
yes,
And, that would include if they're at the Delana Center. So if that's where they stay, you can't be there. You understand?
yes,
And if you get on a bus and they're on the bus, you have to get off. If you walk into Kroger and they're there, you're leaving. You understand?
yes,
Right. I do not want you going back to 306 North Division. Do you understand?
yes,
I'm questioning the idea of tethering the 306. There are a couple issues with the tether. First of all, you're not working, right?
I don't work till tomorrow.
Okay, and what is that? It's a new job?
Very new job, yeah.
And what will that job be if you know?
It's like, we clean up around, we have 4 zones, we clean up around the community. We wear vests, we have radios and things of that nature to pick up trash and.
And where is that job?
Letter is located, he has a building now
I can't hear him, but I think he said aerospace engineer.
on Pearl in North Washington, right there by the transit, the Ypsilanti Transit Center.
Okay, and that job is through whom?
Letter is It's
Life after
LAIP.
incarceration, transition and reentry.
Yeah,
It's,
that's exactly what it
Thank
is.
you. Okay. All right. And how does it pay you? Is it minimum wage? Do you know?
Right now, my start is 16.
Okay. And you start on MLK Day?
How dare you, Judge? How dare you? Assuming minimum wage.
Yep, I start Monday. Additional $2 for holidays.
That part's nice. All right, this is, give me just 1 second here. Okay. I don't think the risk is specifically, the risk that's concerning me is not specific to the address, the 306 North Division. The risk that is more concerning to me is the fact that, Mr. Thomas, you are prohibited from having any kind of firearm. You are prohibited from having any kind of ammunition. You know you're prohibited from having those things. You know that legally you have no right to have either of those things. You didn't have a license to have them or to carry them. We're talking about a concealed weapon on your person, and going to a public place. And it's in the middle of downtown Ann Arbor. So, and the fact that you're at the church, there are a ton of people there. And so that's of concern as well. So it's not the specific location that's giving me great pause. And so that's why I don't think I need a tether on you so that you don't go back to that location. It's the bigger question of somehow you got a gun and you shouldn't have a gun and you know you shouldn't have a gun. And so I am going to set a cash bond in this matter. I am guessing that a parole hold will come quickly. It's the fact that it's a long weekend and it probably just hasn't caught up yet with your parole people. I don't know if that's going to make you suddenly ineligible for this job or not. I hope not, but I don't know. But I'll be honest, I don't want you out in the world. I'm concerned for everyone's safety. If you're brandishing a gun, you have bullets with you, and you're in what I consider to be a safe space at a church. And so that's of concern to the court. So I'm going to set a cash bond. It's going to be $10,000 cash for surety, no 10% privilege. And I'm guessing the parole hold's going to catch up with you pretty quickly. And then you'll have to deal with that.
Is there any way I could ask a question or say something?
You can ask me a question, but please appreciate that this is not a negotiation.
No, it's not that. I really would like to say something like on my behalf, like.
Well,
Come on.
as soon as you start doing that, just watch Miss Saab's face.
Let's hear it, big dummy.
So what's your
my
question?
face?
My question is, like, am I, because of this, the severity of what you're saying, like the severity of the gun and where I was at, I'm asking, like, never mind, I don't even want to ask the question. I don't even want to ask.
Okay, so what's going to happen, we're going to get your paperwork over to you. The public defender is going to be in touch with you, and they'll be happy to answer whatever questions you have. You have the next available court date, which was the January 29th. And that'll be your probable cause conference. And certainly they'll be in touch with you prior to that time. And then you know, in addition, you can use the phones and you can call them to ask whatever questions you have.
Like the rest of this appearance, I don't know what he said, but I'm confident it was stupid.
Okay.
I just don't see, I'm out of a job. I didn't hurt anybody, like, it was
I
no.
need you to stop. Nope, stop making statements. I need you to just, I'm going to reach out to your parole agent. You gave me their name. Let us do what we need to do. We will take care of everything. There's nothing that you're gonna say right now that's gonna change your court date or your bond. So nothing you're saying is doing anything besides harming you.
You're all set. You can stand up and go to the door. We'll get your paperwork to you as soon as we can. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Saab. Thank you, Mr. Cook.
Okay, I only did this because Big Dummy tried to talk and that was fun. I don't know. Has anybody seen this? We're behind the live by a good 15, 20 minutes. Has anybody seen it? Should I go to the next case?
I love your sweatshirt. It's a great, it is a very good one.
Easter.
Who's the next contestant?
Really? I'm sorry, Ms. Saab, I shouldn't make assumptions for you.
Oh, I didn't hear. What assumptions are we making?
That you don't, whether you want someone to talk or not.
Oh, no, I never want them to talk. It's a lot easier for me when I'm in person, even if they're on Zoom. It's easier for me to like interject, but when everybody's talking on Zoom, I feel like it just makes everything so,
Yeah.
like everybody's talking over everybody.
Well, in about a week, everything's in person. For you.
Nothing has changed. They're grabbing the next one for you. Just 1 second.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Will you be taking over all the like specialty court as well?
Land lieutenant, criminal,
You're doing the Valpo docket.
yeah, just her whole docket,
Okay,
both
awesome.
specialty courts.
Awesome.
In a perfect world, I'd take all the specialty courts, but that seems like a bad choice. Seems like too much.
Yeah, I've never done sobriety court, but I feel like it's a lot.
Yes. At the jail, sir, what is your name?
Jeffrey Ball.
We've got potential.
Good morning, Mr. Ball. I'm Magistrate Garwood. I'm going to be handling your case today. You're here today on 26F5-5503FY. Tell me your full and complete name for the record with your middle name, please.
My full name is Jeffrey Land Ball.
Thank you. And Mr. Ball, you had a chance to speak with the public defender, correct?
No.
Did you speak with Ms. Saab?
Oh, the lawyer, the other lady, yes, I thought that was the,
Not
okay, that was the public, okay.
me. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All right, she's here. I don't know if you can see her on the screen or not, but she is here. All right, so Mr. Ball, a little bit of housekeeping. The camera in this courtroom where I am is in sort of a weird spot, so it looks like I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at a monitor so I can actually see you. We're doing this by Zoom. If you suddenly can't hear me or see me, let me know right away. And last, the courthouse is closed to the public today. The public has the right to hear and see what we're doing in the courtroom, so our cases are being broadcast on our YouTube channel. We'll take them off when we are done. So, Mr. Ball, this is your first appearance on this case. It does have 2 counts, felonies. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority for them to make investigation as to representation. For today, Ms. Saab will assist you, and I'll sign the paperwork for that referral. You also have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days, a preliminary examination within 21 days, and you have the right to a trial. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Then we will proceed with appearances by counsel. We'll start with the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Raymond Cook for the people.
Thank you.
And Assistant Public Defender Lamisa Saab on behalf of Mr. Ball. Your Honor, with respect to the arraignment, we will waive formal reading as we've went through it and stand mute.
Very good. So, Mr. Ball, I am not going to go through the details of the complaint with you because you've had a chance to review that information with counsel. We will enter a plea of not guilty for you based upon you standing mute. I'm going to schedule you for your next court date. That's a probable cause conference. That's going to be January 29th at 9 a.m. or as soon thereafter as your case can be called. That's at the 14A1 District Court in person. We'll get you a notice to appear and the public defender will be in touch with you prior to that date and time. You understand?
Yes.
Very good. So the next thing we'll need to address in this case is bond. And there are two parts to bond conditions. Those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a condition, you're subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own or whether you'd have to post a bond. Before I make any decisions, I'm going to hear from counsel. We will start with the people and then I will hear from Ms. Saab on your behalf. Mr.
Thank you. Thank you and good morning again, Your Honor. The people would be not objecting to a PR bond here with certain conditions, namely just standard conditions, including a no contact as well as a no go to. The defendant and the victim in this case do live in the same apartment complex, so I don't think a GPS tether would be necessary or appropriate here. I would just ask for a no go to the victim's apartment, that being apartment number 12 on the East Davis address. This is an instance where the defendant or the victim had some friends over and they were apparently being loud. The defendant came down to address that concern and a fight started where the victim ended up with broken ribs in the hospital. There is some prior criminal history from this defendant, but I believe the most recent offense is pretty old from the early 2000s. So nothing certainly new. And that's a 2004 domestic violence. So it's been 21 years since his last, or 22 years now, sorry.
You've got to be shitting me. This guy's got a noise complaint. The victim ends up with broken ribs, which is not the worst. It's an incredibly painful injury, but it's an injury that you will recover from most often. That's good. But that requires incredible force. That is extremely violent. Your ribs are very strong. To cause rib fractures, someone got whacked hard with something, a fist, a stick, a countertop, something. He does have prior history, and we're conceding up front a PR bond. What the hell? Okay.
Since his last offense. So just that no contact and no go to. Thank you.
Ms. Saab.
Your Honor, we are asking for a PR bond in this matter. Mr. Ball is a lifelong member of the state. He's specifically resided in Washtenaw for the last 3 years. He does have income through Social Security disability. He's very connected with CMH for services, which I'm sure lends a lot of helping hand in his stability and that big gap in his history. He indicated to me that he has a bad valve in his heart, and wall thinning. He is on medication currently until they kind of decide or figure out if he needs a new valve. So he does suffer from that, but he knows where all the resources are in the county. He does, he has everybody's names, knows exactly where to go and what for. So we would ask for a PR bond, and he does understand that it is a little bit tricky because they live in the same apartment complex, but he understands that the burden is on him to leave at any point if he's in the hallway and the complaining witness ever, if he sees him in his line of sight, it's on Mr. Ball to leave that area. And he completely understands that the no contact, no go to, and it being his responsibility, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Ball.
You've got to be kidding me. This is how you get vigilante justice. This is how you get people losing faith in the system and taking matters into their own hands. I'm sorry, but that's what happens if you do too much of this crap.
They're at this particular apartment. Is it an apartment building where there's common areas?
Yes, like just the hallway and like the laundry room.
Is it an interior hallway from apartment to apartment?
Yes, just one long hallway, sir, ma'am, and then the doors go across from each other.
Okay, and are there separate entrances so
Yes,
you don't have to
yes,
walk past his
Yes,
door?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then is there a common area like a laundry facility?
Yes, I wash all my clothes one time a week, so I don't be in there every day.
All right, very good, thank you. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna release you on your own personal recognizance. It's your responsibility to come back to court on the date and time set. Again, that date is January 29th, 9 a.m. at 14A1 District Court in person. We're gonna get you that paperwork. Do not miss that court date.
I won't, ma'am.
I'm gonna set a backup cash bond of $5,000. If you violate any of your conditions or fail to come to court, that's the minimum bond you're gonna face. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, your bond conditions are as follows. I just want to acknowledge it's a little bit tricky when you both live there, but I appreciate that housing, I don't want you to lose that housing.
I'm not.
Because there are lots of people who want those apartments, so we don't want you to lose that housing. So you're gonna have to be smart about how you do this. I do not have jurisdiction over Andrew. I only have jurisdiction over you, so
I do. If I'm already paying for this guy's housing, I'd prefer it be jail. Let's be honest. I think that's the most appropriate housing for him. I'm already paying for it either way. Let's put him in there.
can't tell him what to do. I can only tell you what to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I don't want you going to his apartment.
Yes,
If he's in a common space, you're not there. Do you
Right.
understand?
yes, I'm going the other way. I'm going back.
Right. So if you get to the laundry room and he's there with his laundry, you're
I go
out.
back home. I go back
Right,
home. Yes.
right.
Yeah.
If he's hanging out outside his door, you're staying inside.
Oh, don't go out. Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
understand.
If you get on the bus and he's on the bus, you're out. If you go to Kroger and you see him, you're gonna go the other way.
Yes,
Okay.
promise you that.
All right, continuing with your conditions, no alcohol, no illegal drugs, and no marijuana. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yes,
You're not to leave the state without prior permission of the court. You're continuing to work with CMH. So I want you to continue to follow up with CMH. Stay in touch with your caseworkers, okay?
okay,
Do you have an Avalon caseworker too?
yes.
All right, and do you have a MAPS caseworker?
I don't know what that is, ma'am.
Okay, then you don't have one, so don't worry about
I
it.
know I know I got an outline caseworker, but I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know the quite one you said. I don't know.
That's okay. So stay in touch with that Avalon caseworker. Okay, you are not to leave the state of Michigan. You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, any gun components, or any dangerous weapons. Don't be with anyone who has any of those items. Do you have any guns or dangerous weapons?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Do not assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Have to keep your hands off each other.
Yes.
I don't want you to have any contact with Andrew. His name is Andrew Allen Serwatowski. So no contact with that individual, no telephone, email, texting, social media. If you see him, you have to go the other way. Don't direct anyone else to be in touch with him. Don't mail anything to him. Don't deliver anything to him. No contact means no contact. I don't want you going to the 211 East Davis Apartment 12. I'm not barring you from being at your home, but I don't want you in his. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If he works, I don't want you going to his work. If he's in school, don't go to his school. If he goes to a church, I don't want you there either. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Or whatever house of worship he attends, church, synagogue, mosque. All of your conditions, they're going to exist whether you're in custody or out of custody. They remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. And you are not to violate any criminal law. You must appear for all of your court hearings. If you change your address, email, or telephone number, I know right now you don't have an email, but if you change any of that, you have to advise the court and you have to let the public defender know. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What questions do you have for me, Mr. Ball?
Well, I'm just very confused about what really happened because I don't know.
Oh, no,
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 that's,
don't tell us what happened.
I'm not gonna say anything, ma'am, and I appreciate you for giving me another chance at life. And I'm gonna
No
do the right thing.
So, yeah, Mr. Ball, just do me right. Don't have any problems going forward.
Ma'am, I'm gonna do the right thing, man.
Okay, and what's gonna happen, as you may or may not know, the public defender is gonna get information. They'll do discovery, so they're gonna get all the information about what allegedly happened. And of course, they're gonna share that with you. So you'll have access to police reports and whatever exists, and hopefully that will answer questions about what allegedly took place on the day in question, okay? But if you have questions, you wanna get in touch with the public defender, all their contact information is going to be on the paperwork that you're going to receive today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Cook?
Nothing from the people, thank you.
Ms. Saab?
and I would just say, if you do go to the annex, CMH at the annex, Mr. Ball, we're right up the street, like
Oh, that's
right
fine.
there. So
Okay. Uh-huh.
if you wanted to come to our office,
Come
okay?
in, so I can come in and see you sometime or something, or set up a
Your
appointment?
attorney, yes, you can walk
Okay,
in and they'll
okay,
find your attorney. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Okay, and it may not, it probably won't be Ms. Saab going forward.
okay,
Okay.
I understand.
Sir, you're all set. You can stand up and go to the door and we'll get your paperwork to you as soon as we can. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I don't know what's going on here. Andrea sent me one yesterday. Let's give that a shot. That one's annoying. Nope. Let's take it to the beginning, huh? Thank you to Andrea. This is her fault. I think she has a little sped up, but you can understand it.
1 second.
It takes a while for him to talk, but the voice shocked me. Again, it might also be.
Morning, what is your name?
Mark Moody, Markmoody.
Oh, I guess he talks right there.
Okay. Now calling prosecutor order number 26-15841, the People versus Mark Brandon Moody. This is the date and time set for arraignment. Counsel, your appearance.
Rebecca Roberts Spring on behalf of Mark Moody for arraignment purposes only. Your Honor, we waive formal reading. The client stands mute and he is requesting court appointed counsel.
Boston saying more than a
Thank you,
feeling.
counsel. The court will waive formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of Mr. Moody. Mr. Moody, I have reviewed the request for court-appointed attorney form that you filled out and submitted. Based on your representations, I do find that you qualify for court-appointed counsel. So I will appoint an attorney for you moving forward, okay?
Okay.
All right, counsels relates to bond, we'll just state on behalf of Mr. Moody.
Your Honor, I did confirm the information contained in the complaint. He does live at the Mitten Court address. He's not on probation or parole. He has no history of failure to appear. Based on that and with the recommendation of pretrial services, we would ask for a personal bond.
All right, thank you, counsel. I have reviewed the pretrial services report that was submitted regarding Mr. Moody. Does appear there's a few prior convictions, but I will say it's been a while since, let's see, 2019 was the last conviction. It does appear, though, that there are 2 traffic warrants out of the 17th District Court. So those date back to 2020. Or at least, I'm sorry, let me correct that. The warrants were actually issued in October of 2022. So based on the outstanding warrants, I don't believe that a personal bond is warranted. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $5,000 cash or surety. I will allow a 10% provision. So Mr. Moody, you'll have to post $500 to be released. You understand that?
Yeah,
I'm also ordering the following conditions. You're not to return to 49710 Woodward Avenue in Pontiac, Michigan. It's a gas station. You will personally appear for any and all future court proceedings. You will not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. You will immediately notify the court in writing of any change to your address or telephone number. You shall not possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons. You shall refrain from using any alcohol, any form of THC, marijuana, illegal drugs, or abusing any legally prescribed medication. You will submit to random testing, which will include 1 ETG per week, as well as 1 controlled substance urinalysis test per week. You will be under pretrial services supervision, so if you post bond, you have to contact pretrial services within 24 hours of your release. Lastly, no new criminal offenses or activity. So, Mr. Moody, do you understand the terms and conditions of your bond?
yeah,
Do you have any questions?
no,
Okay. Just so you're aware, your next court date is currently scheduled for January 29th at 1:30 p.m. That will be at the 50th District Court, Pontiac, okay?
so how do I get out from here? Am I, like, do I go to a hospital or like, I'm like, I still have to get to a hospital or something to address some things that I haven't been able to address yet that happened when you guys arrested me, that I still gotta deal with. I don't even, how do I have I have a $500 personal bond? Is there any way I can get a personal bond so I can go to the hospital to help myself? Like, I don't think I don't know. I haven't been able to make a phone call or ask anyone for help I guess, ask for $500 yet. And I don't know if I have $500 that I can ask for. Or how to even. I haven't even been able to make a phone call yet to anyone. To even call anyone. I don't even know. I need help.
I think Gabby speaks for all of us.
Well, Mr. Moody, I can't tell you what to do. You said when we arrested you, I did not arrest you, but you may be able to go through a bail bondsman, okay? If you ask the deputies for the number for a bondsman, they can probably give you one.
How do I get
If you
ahold of
can't
my
do
family?
that,
I'm sorry. How do I
I'm
get
sorry?
ahold of my family? I don't know how to even get hold of my family right now. I'm not even allowed to make a phone call. Like, how does bond work? If do they just bring $500 up here and I can go?
if somebody posts $500, then you will be released. And if you want to go to a hospital, you have every right to do that.
What happens if I don't have $500? Do I sit in jail?
If you can't post $500, then you'll remain in custody until you can post it or until your next hearing.
Oh my God, when's my next hearing?
January 29th at 1:30 p.m.
So I just need $500 or I stay in jail, huh?
That's correct.
Okay. I need a hospital too, though. I still need a hospital.
Are you all set,
All
Your
right,
Honor?
well,
I'll take out of here.
We're all set.
Okay, come on, Moody.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Your Honor.
Mr. Moody.
Okay, we'll go to this guy. This is from Court Cam TV. I've had this judge on before. He's one of the few judges out there who's actually as cranky as me. It's very therapeutic for me. Please indulge me.
Case number 25CR42644, the state of Ohio versus Leaf Burlesen. Mr. Burlesen is before the court with his counsel, Mr. Borger. Ms. Tranter is here on behalf of the state of Ohio. We're here for sentencing. There was a pre-sentence investigation prepared. Everyone's had an opportunity to review that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Tranter, anything on behalf of the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything from probation?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Borger?
Your Honor, I know that we had
People often wonder what I'd be like on the bench. This right here would give you a good idea.
some discussion back in chambers, but I want to reiterate a couple things. One, I've
Cranky and short-tempered.
been able to read the pre-sentence investigation, also been able to read the letter that my client had sent to you. I was frankly surprised at the letter that he had sent to you. I don't know that, I think that he wants to discuss that, but essentially what I want you to know is that He's had a very tough time of it very recently. His mother died. He was living in his mother's home over in Hamilton. That home got sold, and when it got sold, he had to live out of his car hotel. It's no excuse for what occurred. He took responsibility for the assault. I think that the letter he sent to you may have obviated that somewhat, but I don't think that that's what his intention was, at least in my conversation with him. He understands that there are consequences here. I will tell you that he has a couple things on the horizon that will be beneficial to him. He's got a sister in the local area that he can live with. He's a contractor.
Oh yeah, his future's so bright he has to wear shades.
So he's skilled in that he can get some work and he can maintain that work. He's also talked about, and his sister from North Dakota has been in contact with me about moving to North Dakota to get a fresh start period. I think that will be the best thing for him. We ask that you take that into consideration.
Mr. Burlesen, anything you want to say?
Well, first, I'm sorry about the
Oh, good Lord. I didn't see this first time. Is he crying like a bee? Is he really?
letter. I was angry. I admit that. Not at you, more at myself in the situation. I lost everything, Judge.
As usual. And I get the pearl clutchers after me every time. But a man in his feelings is a dangerous and bad thing. Period. End of statement.
All the way down to the picture of my daughter, who's no longer with me, I'll never see again, and I literally can't see her face. That bothers me tremendously. I mean, it eats me up. I said in that letter, Judge, I'm 50 years old. I've made a lot of foolish mistakes. In your courtroom 5-6 years ago, I said the same thing. I was wrong then. I'm wrong now.
I bet he has tint.
I should have never been in that position with this woman. I should have never been arguing with somebody at 11 o'clock at night. That's on me. I am guilty of that. Absolutely. And, you know, what else can I say other than I got 8 weeks till winter kicks in. I can't work. I'm trying to get my life together. I still owe him court costs. I lost everything. I'm not asking you to think, I'm not saying justified. I'm not shunning responsibility. I'm guilty. And I'm sorry to her, you, Ms. Tranter, court, myself. It's been a rough road. And I can only ask you now, I've been in here 76 days, 3 months on house arrest, which I know doesn't count, but I made an effort. I paid hundreds of dollars. I had to peddle my mother's things just to do that, to come to court, Uber fees and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want you to have sympathy on me for that. I'm not justifying it. My dog, my cat, everything's gone. And, you know, another day in here, I hope that's not necessary. Please let me go. I still got to go to Hamilton County and deal with the misdemeanor there. And, you know, my sister's 1,000 miles away trying to help me. Please, just let me out of here.
At some point, Mr. Burlesen, I don't understand, just in reviewing your record, I mean, this is, you have some pretty serious cases that you picked up down in Florida.
Yes, sir.
Burglaries, attempted burglaries, robbery. I mean, this is not your first go round. You've been before this court before. You have a substance use disorder that you seem to just kind of gloss over. In fact, the recommendation is that you do an inpatient treatment program, and I will tell you that it's fairly rare for the assessor to recommend that. I'm just telling you that right now. Even in this case, you tested positive for methamphetamines, and at 50 years old, it's time for you to stop using illegal drugs, recreationally or otherwise. It's time for you to start obeying the law, and this whole attitude that you have that the law doesn't apply to you. You tried to manipulate this case. You tried to manipulate the witness in this case, and you can deny it all you want, but the evidence was very clear that you tried to coerce her into dropping these charges. I'm actually quite surprised that the prosecutor didn't try to charge you with an additional felony for that, but they didn't.
In other words, I'm not buying it, and you suck.
But it's hard. It's very hard, and I understand you're in a bad.
which is absolutely the correct response.
Bad situation. But the problem that I have is you put yourself in this situation. Your choices through your life the last 30 years have put you in this position. So it's very hard to have sympathy on you when it's your choice. It wasn't my choice to put you in this situation. It was yours. When you make bad choices, there are always bad consequences. Whether they're immediate or not, there's always bad consequences. And you continue to demonstrate that you make bad choices. So I don't know what you want me to do about that. But I understand you don't want to be on supervision, so the only option left for me then is to not offer you any assistance, but simply to try to punish you in this case. Because the purposes and the principles of sentencing, which I take into consideration, one of the things is the seriousness of this. The victim in this case is dead through no fault of yours. Did you have something else you want to say?
Dead? The victim's dead?
I'm sorry.
I didn't know that.
I misspoke.
I'm sorry.
I misspoke.
Judge, I do want to say this. The last time I was in...
Did he misspeak? Is the victim dead or not? Now I'm confused. But it is funny that he pretends to care. I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. Not that somebody died, but that he tries to act like he cares in the middle of a sentencing.
Supervision.
I'm thinking of Miss Hyatt's case.
I was going to say, you're confusing your cases, I think,
I
Judge.
did. I retract
Yeah.
that. I'm thinking of a different case.
I'm sorry. It's you could put me on probation.
Okay, Dominic, the victim's still alive. You can stop fake crying now.
Judge, I don't have a problem with that. I never said that. If I did, I didn't mean to. I was on the probation and did quite well. I successfully completed it. In your courtroom, I had 3 years, and I got off in a year. I paid my fines. I work. When I work, I do well. And you're right. I have a substance abuse problem. I do, Judge. I was clean for a long time. No excuse. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not shunning responsibility. I'm not trying to manipulate you or anything. I said in that letter, if I'm guilty of anything, it's being in that position in the first place that I put myself in. I'm not blaming this on anybody. It's been 6 years since I've been in trouble, and I'm just asking you to let me out to go to work, to rebuild.
6 whole years since you got caught. Yeah, I don't care.
I'm not shunning that responsibility, Judge. I'm guilty.
When asked about the case, you said, asked if there was a victim in the case, Mr. Burlesen answered, yes, me, I'm a victim.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Burlesen, is there anything else that you want to tell me? Because get it out now, because once you're done and it's my turn to speak, I don't appreciate being interrupted. Again, this is just part of your whole attitude, and I'm going to get to it here in a second. Your whole attitude towards authority, your whole attitude towards the system, it's just, you need to change it, because you're always going to end up in this situation. And again, you do not garner much sympathy from the court when you continue to act this way. So is there something else you want to say?
No.
All right. When asked if there was a victim in the offense, Mr. Burlesen answered, yes, me, I'm a victim. She obstructed, she perjured, she is free. I lost everything. She fed me months of arrest. I'll not apologize.
That damn Jezebel. It's all her fault. Not only is it wrong, even if it was true, which it isn't, which it is not, I guarantee it. But even if it was true, it's not going to work in court. Period. Understatement. Stop it.
For it. This whole system is full of shenanigans and is disgusting. I literally lost everything, and she feeds me, and I'm in more trouble. This is all a joke. Everyone should be ashamed of themselves. This isn't justice. So how do I reconcile that with your coming in here saying, oh yes, I've admitted my guilt, I was wrong? How do I reconcile that with what your words are? And this is after you've already pled guilty. And
I think this is a farce of mismalice of justice.
then you send a letter to me, which I read, by the way, and indicate that you admitted your guilt, but you kind of said in your letter that you didn't do anything. How do I justify that?
I was angry, Judge. I lost everything. I was just angry. There was a video. I did walk away. I did get punched, spit in my face, slapped, hit, my property destroyed. That did happen. It doesn't justify nothing, but it did happen. I was angry, Judge. And I can tell you, I'm sorry.
I'm going to go further because you couldn't stop there. During the process of preparing this report, that they had some follow-up questions for you, and your response was, "Fuck probation. I'm not speaking to them." Then you called back and you answered the questions. This is for pretrial. Asked if you'd be willing to comply with.
In fairness, Judge, probation are a bunch of assholes.
All orders of the court, if granted community control. Your response was, "I will not do community control unless it is non-reporting. I have given enough for this M1. I want to rebuild my life. I'm going to resolve the M1 Hamilton County, then go to North Dakota." Right?
I didn't write ever anything about F probation or whatever that was. I don't know what that's about. I mean, again, I'm no position to sit here and say, hey, it's just a misdemeanor. Judge, all I'm saying is, I'm not going to say anything because I obviously get myself in more trouble here. Look, I'm sorry. I'll leave it at that. I was angry.
Yeah, we heard.
All right, the court has considered the statements made here today, the pre-sentence investigation, the purposes and principles of sentencing, the relevant seriousness and recidivism factors. Mr. Burlesen, I'm not going to supervise you. I'm not going to waste everybody's time. You clearly don't want help. I don't think that putting you at this point in time in an inpatient treatment facility that you're going to like that or that you're going to want that. So I'm just going to order you to serve 136 days in the Warren County Jail. You'll get credit for the 76 days you've already served, and then you will be terminated. The court finds that you're indigent for the purpose of any fines, costs, or other financial sanctions. That's it.
All right, there you have it. That's all I got for Sunday morning, which is saying something because I literally did nothing yesterday. It's so cold. It's miserable. You know what I really need? A vacation. I really do. Thanks for coming out. I'll see y'all soon.